Hi, I'm Ben, Managing Director for Digital Nomads. I'm here with Annabelle, and we are talking today on the myths of SEO, debunking the myths and misconceptions.
Yeah.
Big topic. Where do you want to start? Let's go with the myths of SEO. What do you get as the common conversations with clients, or that misconception of what businesses think SEO is?
Where do I start? So a lot of people, well, working with a few clients, they've never heard of SEO, or if they have heard of SEO, they think, oh, that's spammy, where you're getting dodgy links from other websites, and they just think it's a bit of a secret thing that it's a bit dodgy to do, but it helps. But not many people really talk about it. Which is, it's not. It's
the smoke and mirrors, I think, is the common one.
Yeah. It's definitely an above board solution for businesses that generates results. But yeah, I'm sure you've spoken with many clients in your time of common things they've said to you about SEO, or questions they've had, and you're like, oh, that's not true.
Yeah, I think the speaking to what you said, the smoke and mirrors is an interesting one. A lot of people, because there's a lack of understanding of what SEO is, people, whether they don't believe in it or they don't trust the service, and look, to be honest, there's a lot of, cowboy companies out there that do quite a bad job of this, and it tarnishes the service, and it tarnishes agencies that specialize in this space, because one bad experience for a business, people are then going to frame every other agency or every other company, or even individual freelancers that provide that service, that they're just as bad as the last. And I think that's a misconception as well. There is people that are doing it the right way. There is people that do it really well. We pride ourselves in what we do in this space. So I think that's always something that comes up. We have a lot of businesses that come to us like, oh, I've worked with a previous agency, I didn't really see anything, or I don't understand what they were doing, or I don't know what they were working on. So that's something that's really common. It's a really common conversation that we have. Look, SEO is a service. There is a lot to do in the service, and it is all documented, and it has got tangible results, and it has got a return at the end of the day as well. So that's important for people to understand.
And a lot of it's not just visual changes or updates on a website. And I think that's a common thing we've seen in the SEO team is, okay, so what page are you building this month? And what are we going to do this month? Are we going to change the design of this web page? Are we going to do that? And whilst we need to have a page that ranks, just making a page and writing content isn't all SEO is. There's a lot of background technical work that a business owner might not see, or they might not understand. So I feel like it's our job, working in an agency and working in SEO, is to actually communicate that with our clients, so that they do understand, this is what we're doing, this is why, this is the benefit we'll have. And I feel like that's a key thing that we do here at Digital Nomads, is making sure that everyone's aware, all the SEO clients are aware of what's happening, and it's not just a new page each month.
That's interesting. You kind of touched on it there as well. It's that it doesn't have like a tangible sometimes. And I know that when you're investing in something, you always want to see that tangible. You always want to go, well, I've put this in, so
you're going to get this
you're getting this out. And whether that's a page creation, or whether that's content creation, or whether it's
a blog
or whichever, and in all service streams, if you're investing in a website, you get a website. If you're investing in content creation, you get the content. And sometimes, there is weeks and months that can go by, generally not, long periods of time. We like to see ourselves as being quite agile in this space, but sometimes you're not going to have the tangible, because there is, technical SEO, which you can go and look at. For some people it's very boring. I know that you love it. But for some people it's a bit boring. So there is the boring part of it. There is, the citations and the analytical and that authority building, as we talk about, and understanding, the technicality between in off-page and, you know, digital PR, if you look at it as digital PR nowadays.
Yeah.
That stuff can be hard for a client or a business to understand, especially if you're not in the space. You know, even people in the space, a lot of people in the space don't understand the full workings of SEO. So yeah, because there's not that tangible, it becomes the smoke and mirrors.
Yeah.
And SEO shouldn't be the smoke and mirrors.
No.
There is a tangible service, and it is important for businesses to look at it as an asset.
Yeah. And I think with that, with businesses not having that tangible, like Google Ads, they put up a Google Ads, or we run Google Ads, they get leads, they're happy.
Yes.
I feel like another misconception is pricing.
Okay.
We've worked with multiple companies that haven't invested in SEO before or have come from previous agencies that are overseas or one-man bands, and they're paying like $200 a month for SEO.
Yes.
And then they might come to us or another agency, Australian agency, and think, oh wow, that's a lot of money. Is it even worth it?
Yeah.
And it's that educating the client to know we do the full stack of SEO, or SEO is more than just a page. It's the technical, the off-page, the content marketing, the competitor analysis, the copywriting.
How many hours is that?
It's a lot.
It's a lot of hours.
Big skill set to have.
Yeah.
And that's where there is a price to it, but it is worth it for clients. Like it does generate results. Having that full stack SEO strategy for a business works.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that pricing's an interesting one. It is a topic that we get a lot, and we get a lot of disparities between that expectation of cost. You know, we get some people that come in, as you said, that's happy to spend a couple $100, but then are expecting all of this work that is tens of hours of professional expertise and time. You know, you've been doing this, you know, several years, more than several years. You know, you're very good at what you do, and that expertise has a cost behind it, and it's not something that is a quick fix of a couple of, you know, tick boxes and do X, Y, Z, and then all of a sudden you're just going to start ranking overnight. There is a lot of time that needs to be invested into the website, the asset, the creation, the strategy, the competitor analysis to understand what needs to be done.
Yeah.
That cost comes with it.
Yeah.
But equally, so does a return.
Yeah.
And understanding how much of a return a business can generate from SEO can be huge.
Yeah.
It can be huge, especially when you start looking at like local service-based businesses, professional services, people that have high volume of search in a keyword with a high intent. There's a lot of people looking for services. There's a lot of people looking for a product. Yeah. And sometimes, it can be a little bit of an outlay up front, but the long-term success of what that can be for a business in 6 months, 12 months, 24 months, even you talk 5-10 years down the line, can be a huge compounded return.
Yeah.
So it might be a thing to open your eyes a little bit more into how much it costs and that kind of misconception that it's going to be just a couple of $100.
Yeah, there's more to it. And I think another misconception you've probably come across quite a bit working with clients when they're first onboarding with us is timeframes and when they're going to actually start generating results. I know for myself, working with the SEO team, we do a month of work, we create a new page, and they've got that tangible page there.
Yeah.
And then they're like, okay, where's my leads?
Yes.
And that's where it isn't just an overnight. You're not going to get first overnight for SEO for your primary keyword.
No.
It's that ongoing signal building work on the website that generates the results in the long term.
And different businesses are, every business is unique in this, and there's no kind of cookie cutter, if you're...
Time frame.
Exactly. And I think that's key to note as well, is that there's that expectation that you've done this for so many businesses so that you should be able to tell me how long it's going to take. But that, every business is unique. Being how long you're in business versus how long your competitor's in business. Yeah. That's unique. If I'm in business for a year versus somebody in business for 5 years, there's more signals for the business that's 5 years old. Yeah. Which has a ranking factor.
Yeah.
So you have to, with all of these moving parts, how quickly you rank for a particular keyword by putting, good investment in, good structure, foundation, and doing what we need to do, still can have differences in the time frame.
Yeah.
And I think to maybe put it another way, as like an analogy to give an example for businesses of why potentially you don't rank overnight. If you put yourself in I'll use an example as an industry. We'll use plumbers. We'll use a plumber as an example. If you've got 10 plumbers on the Sunshine Coast and all of them have been in business for 20 years, is it fair for a new business to walk in tomorrow and be amongst them overnight? It's not fair to the other guys that have invested and got their foundation and invested in their asset and invested in their SEO campaign for a period of 5, 10, 15 years. And then a new guy overnight can come in and just take that position. It doesn't work like that. No. And that's, Google puts those parameters in place to ensure that, in some cases we can move, but it is about a consistency. It's about consistency in doing more and doing things to a better standard than potentially the competition. Yeah. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, it's basically trying to show Google, the goal is to show Google that you're a trustworthy, credible source of information within your subject matter.
Yes.
So it's more than just a page, it's reviews, social signals, and putting that all forward to Google to be like, I'm a legit business, this is who I am, this is where I service. Google then favors that.
Yeah.
And it's, that ongoing competitor analysis, making sure that you are competing with competitors by doing, the signals, looking at extra value that they're adding that potentially we can add for their business.
Yeah.
Google's just a person that you're trying to prove yourself to. You're trying to prove your legitimacy to Google.
Yeah. I think then a key takeaway to wrap this one up is that consistency wins.
Yeah.
I think that's probably the best. Yeah. Consistency wins. We've debunked a bunch of these questions and common mistakes. And one of the things that you can do if you're a business and you're trying to improve your rankings, be consistent. Be consistent in your reviews. Be consistent in investing. If you're not investing in SEO, consider investing in SEO, or at least if you've not got the capital to do it yourself, then research it and do some of the foundational work that you can do yourself on the website.
Or even if you're a local business, just regularly post on your Google My Business profile. Ask your clients for reviews. Because they're all easy, quick, free things you can do yourself. That all helps.
All helps?
Yeah.
Fantastic. All right. Cool. Well, thanks again. And we'll catch you next week on our podcast. Thanks.